Hashtag Ask GojiMan, adrenal fatigue, is it real or just another myth? Great question, let's get to it, roll the titles. Welcome back, it's good to see you all again. If we haven't met before then, hi, I'm GojiMan. I'm currently finishing a Masters in Nutrition and qualifying as a nutritionist, and next year I'll be studying for a PhD in nutritional science. I do plant-based nutrition videos every other day in which I answer your health questions under the hashtag Ask GojiMan. So if you have a question for me, then hashtag Ask GojiMan in the comments below, and I'll choose one of these to answer in my next video for you. And without further ado, to the question. Now, we all have very fast-paced lives and many of us experience adrenal issues, and it is literally becoming a mass problem in societies around the world. And doctors don't really acknowledge adrenal fatigue or exhaustion unless you are at the extreme ends of the spectrum, i.e. Addison's and Cushing's syndrome. In Addison's, you have an insufficiency in cortisol that can kill you, and at the other end of the spectrum you have Cushing's, where the adrenals are pumping out way too much cortisol, which is also life-threatening. But you can be close to either of these on blood work, but if you don't meet the doctor's prerequisites for that disease, he or she will not acknowledge that you have a problem with your adrenals. And I say this time and time again on this channel, this is one of the biggest problems with modern medicine today. They treat based on numbers as opposed to symptoms the person is experiencing. Now, some of the common early symptoms experienced with someone who is experiencing adrenal issues is that they really struggle to get out of bed in the morning, so they will have low energy for much of the day, but they also may experience a burst of energy late in the day. Other common symptoms experienced as the adrenal issue intensifies are cravings for sugar, cravings for stimulants such as coffee or energy drinks. You may constantly wake up during the night needing to urinate, or you may also have dark circles under your eyes. Irritability and mood swings are also common symptoms. Because people in these situations are often masking their issues with caffeine and sugar, the adrenals can become totally shot and have knock-on effects on the thyroid, in which it can become over or underactive. And then, as I said before, Addison's and Cushing's can also then develop. So your adrenals are about the size of a large cherry that sit on top of your kidneys. They produce a number of different hormones, including cortisol, adrenaline and DHEA. In our lives, if we become too stressed or we feed our body a poor diet, our fight or flight mode is triggered and the adrenals pump out stress hormones into the blood. Cortisol, when released in high amounts by the adrenals, tells the liver to dump stored sugar in order to feed the body. This reaction over a prolonged period of time can then cause issues with insulin sensitivity. These imbalances in hormones in the body can cause systemic-wide issues. High cortisol levels can affect brain function, and high levels of cortisol can also pull calcium out of the bones with other essential nutrients. And high levels of stress hormones can also reduce the amount of oxygen in the body, which can further compound fatigue issues. Another big problem with the overproduction of stress hormones is the impact that it can have on your immune system. People will often pick up a lot of colds and flu, and many experience issues with the gut, such as intestinal permeability. So now we all know all of this, here are some simple advice on the foods that you should eat and also avoid, and some other lifestyle tips for supporting adrenal health. Now, you absolutely want to avoid alcohol, processed sugars, and especially caffeine while you're getting your adrenals in check. This is because all of these will simply cause your adrenals to be overworked. You also want to avoid processed and refined foods in your diet, particularly the ones with additives and preservatives, as these will add additional pressures to your adrenal glands. So when you are repairing your adrenals, you want to concentrate on giving your body and adrenals whole plant-based foods. Also, when you have high levels of stress hormones in the body, it can also sap the body's salt reserves, so you may notice you have dizzy episodes. Now, I'm not a really big fan of adding lots of salt to foods, etc., but while you're bringing the adrenals back online, feel free to add a pinch of Himalayan salt here and there to your meals. Also, make sure you are drinking around 2 litres of water per day, but you don't want to drink too much more than this unless you are exercising, as this can dilute the amount of sodium in the body. You want to eat lots of complex, slow-releasing carbohydrates such as quinoa and sweet potatoes, etc. These will help with keeping your blood sugar levels stable. You can then add a wider variety of carbohydrates back into your diet when you have your adrenals a bit more under control. You also want to ensure that you are getting lots of good quality sleep and rest. So while you are repairing your adrenals, be in bed at 10 every night to ensure you are getting your full 8-hour quota. Also, if you're a big gym or running fan, then you need to lay off all the strenuous exercise for a month or so to give your adrenals a chance to recoup. High intensity exercise can cause all sorts of cortisol issues, so for the interim period, just go out for mild walks. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, if you have a question for me, then hashtag AskGojiMan in the comments below, and I'll choose one of these questions to answer in my next video. And as always, remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.